What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be reviewing the Hex Gaming Ultimate Controller. It's a pretty good controller, I like it, but you'd be surprised with some of the things that I have to say about it. We're going to get right in depth with it, and as always, if you enjoy the video, you happen to like it, you find it helpful, then help me out and like and subscribe to the video. It does me a lot, it helps me out, it gets me to a higher level, and that's all I ask for. Now let's get right into it. Now the controller was shipped to me in a very reasonable amount of time, only took about 6 days. And when it came in a big box, and in that big box was a big box that said Hex Gaming Tactical Controller. Then when I opened it up, you have the controller all wrapped up, ready to go. Along with the controller, you get some replaceable gaming thumbsticks that are pretty neat. We're going to get into those. But to look at the controller, it was very nice, very beautiful, very glossy. I did get the glossy finish. You can also see that the PS5 button was replaced with the Hex Gaming button, which is pretty cool. And the controller had 4 paddles that I do have something to say about that. But overall, the controller looked very nice. It did feel like a regular PS5 controller. It was very good. And to get this controller up and running, all you have to do is plug it into your PlayStation with a USB-C wire that supports data transfer, of course. Then after that, it's very plug and play, and it works completely with the PC 100%. Whatever you would normally do with the PlayStation 5 controller, you could do with this controller. It's a very seamless process. Nothing is different. With the controller, you also get a 6-month warranty, which, let's be honest, I've never even used, and I'm sure you've never even used. But if you have, drop it in the comments below and let me know how that experience went. But me, all my controllers always last past 6 months, so that 6-month warranty, I pretty much just toss it under the table. But now let's get a little deeper into the specs and everything else that accompanies it. Now this controller cost me $289.99, so let's round that bad boy up to $290, and it cost me $289.99 because of customization. I customized it, or rather I got it kind of pre-built customized. I'm not really the kind of guy that chooses every single color for every single type, and yeah, it's not really my kind of thing. I just got it pre-built customized, and it was beautiful. I also got the smart gaming triggers on it for quick trigger buttons. But just to let you know, if you get those triggers, you will lose the adaptive triggers, just to let you know. So if you plan on playing PS5 games that have, which literally almost every PS5 game moving forward will use the adaptive triggers in one way or another, if you decide to get the smart triggers on this Hex Gaming controller, you will miss out on that feature. So that's something for you to keep in mind when you're making your decision. Now, to show you the kind of controller I got, the design of it, well, there's rubberized grip on the back, which just feels very nice. It definitely helps me grip the controller a little better. As mentioned before, they do give you 4 replaceable thumbsticks, 1 concave regular, 1 domed medium, 1 concave long, and 1 domed long. So they give you a good amount of options in order to take them off and put them back on. Very simple. It's not like the Elite Series 2 where it's a magnet. You just kind of rip it off and then you slap it back in. So it's pretty straightforward. Now with this glossy finish that I have on the controller, I am very satisfied with it. Though we will see what it looks like long term, but as of right now, it's good enough for me to kiss, and I think I will. As for the sound of the controller, here we have the triggers. Now the bumpers. You can see that's a little more clicky than the triggers were. Now the paddles. Yeah, much more clicky. And here are the buttons. Yeah, so a little bit sounding just kind of like the bumpers. And that's Chukavelli ASMR for you. Like and subscribe for more. And remapping the buttons and paddles on the controller is very simple. You're just going to press that middle button at the back of the controller, hold it until the red light comes on. Then you're just going to hold the paddle and then hold whichever desired button you'd like to remap the paddle to. Hold it, and then the red light is going to blink 3 times. And then you repeat that process for any other part of the paddles or buttons that you would like to remap to the paddles and buttons too. Then you press the middle button one last time to finalize your button switches, and you're done. Very simple process, not difficult at all. Now let's talk about the paddle design of the Ultimate Controller. So for this controller, you have 4 paddles. The only other PS5 controller on the market right now that has 4 paddles is the AIM controller, of which we will be doing a review on. And as I hold this controller in my hands right now, I have to say that this is not it. I'm telling you. Let me explain. So here we have 2 paddles on the side and 2 buttons in the middle, which is a very unique design. It's really the only controller with this design out right now. So kudos to being unique, kudos to being creative to Hex Gaming. But practically, like pragmatically, trying to use this controller is a living nightmare. You literally cannot effectively do this. It's very difficult. It definitely takes you back to the old scuff controller paddle ways that we all pretty much hated together as a group. This is so similar to that feeling. It's very difficult to use, and I kind of wish I had another person here with me. Like, I wish I had like a second person here with me to just double down on what I'm trying to say here. Very difficult to use. It almost doesn't even make sense. You'd have to have such independent control of each finger for this to work, and even then I can't even imagine how many hours you'd have to put into this and how much cramping your hands would go through. I mean, the way that they have this set up, it'd be just as bad or maybe even worse than playing claw. So that's something for you to think about. It really hurts me because everything else about the controller is really nice. It really hurts me to say this, but they really dropped the ball on those two middle buttons. Now remember, you could just buy this controller and use the paddles only and leave the buttons alone. That's completely plausible. You can do that, especially since the pricing actually kind of allows you to do that. So remember that a stock rival controller and a stock ultimate controller are the same price. $200 both sides. When you start to customize them, in the long run, the ultimate controller ends up costing more. But if you bought these controllers just regularly, no designs, no extraness, no nothing, it's $200 both ways. So you could just, you know, buy a ultimate controller and then just have the extra buttons just for, you know, gaming sake. But I'm just saying, right, if you want to customize and get more fun and have more fun with it, you know, the rival is looking like the way you're going to want to go. So that's the review of the Hex Gaming Ultimate Controller. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like about the video, what I could have said, what I might have missed out on, and anything else that you might have to say. Let me know if you plan on buying it. I love conversation. I love people in the comments. So enjoy the video. I hope you liked and subscribed. It really means a lot to me. Have a great day. Chukavelli is out.